What kind of stuff are they giving you the most trouble about in terms of censorship? Is
Like,
nudity or
like
language?
waking up.
Just getting out
Just
of bed in the morning?
They just have it in their minds that they want to hire somebody, but they don't want any communication made. You know, they want to like make you into something. I don't know. It's like, I guess it goes into white homes. They're worried about that a lot.
What do they? Yeah, you know, it's funny. Gwen Barrett, our associate producer, or sometime producer, is black. You know, and Carmen Matias is
You
Hispanic.
have to be colored to be on television. You can't,
yeah, colored.
Yes, you can't be black. You have to have a little colored in there. Just a taste.
Tad.
Yeah, just to keep it interesting for America.
Yeah. Well, she said, and we were talking about your humor, that your humor offends white people, and I'm not that easily offended. Like, I'm not coming from a spot where Richard Pryor is going to offend me. I think you have humor that makes us see a lot of the truth and laugh at things we wouldn't normally laugh at. I think that's part of what you're doing. What do you think that these executives are afraid you're going to do to white America?
Probably stop some racism.
Stop racism.
Alright guys, I'm back. I got my food. I had to fucking hungry. Oh shit. So I hate that I fucking made this roof a little bit too small. Now I gotta take some extra steps to make it work. But we're gonna have it work. Any good foot? Anybody still left in the chat? Either on Discord chat or fucking what's the name chat? Oh yeah, okay, cool. I need to make this just one level higher. And I'm gonna do that with just throwing some walls up. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Fuck. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. The 12 walls. I can make 8. While we having, oh shit, damn it. While we having those being built, do this. Red beans with smoked turkey tails. It was really amazing. It's hot as hell though. Finally put the roof on this mother. Mostly. Motherfucker. Alright. Need 4 more. And I need the wedges and shit to go. Alright, cool.
I'm back.
No problem. This shit is good. I do say so myself. So how's your Minecraft server or your Minecraft server that you get on and go on?
Everything's going pretty well. I've pretty much been the only one active on it for the past couple of days. They'll eventually, like, collectively gain interest in Minecraft again, and when they get back, they'll get to see all the cool shit I've been working on. Which is neat, because I kind of want it to be a surprise. When I'm in a server with other people, what I like to do is go halfway across the map and just build something on my own for them to stumble on later. Just as a neat little surprise.
And I think that's why I like this game is the building mechanics of it. Like the battle
Turtle.
mechanics, the fight mechanics of it is something that left to be desired. But I started off with a replica of just this shitty ass building, and I turned it into the White House, and now I'm turning it into like basically a fucking awesome ass building that's just in outright where I just have a couple of things that I fucking really like about this guy.
Yeah.
And the fact that you can like get slaves. I'm joking. I'm joking.
To each their own, I guess.
I like that you can recruit people to join your cause, and
Yeah.
like it's. I try to be a great leader, but the whole thing about just recruiting people to join your cause, fucking awesome.
Yeah. Thinking of drawing something. Had the sketchbook sitting in front of me for a while, but haven't been able to start.
Just do like I do. Start with a warm up. Go from there.
Yeah, that's my problem. I never do warm-ups. Even though I should, I always want to just, like, jump right into it.
I've had that in the past where it's just like, and it ends up being what I'm working on is to warm up because I've had to totally redraw the shit.
Yeah.
So yeah. That's my thing. Where it's just for me, it's just my first idea never turns out as I want. 6 ways. Okay, cool. But yeah, with art too, like I've been trying to expand some of the shit that I do
Yeah.
because I used to always do a picture of the hero pose and nothing else. So I started trying to add backgrounds and shit like that. So, Kat, well, this is what I want to ask somebody
Yeah.
because I'm a total fucking masochist when it comes to shit like this. You watch anime, right?
Yes.
Have you ever watched Naruto?
Nope. I never saw any of the, like, I think the only big well-known ones I've seen are Sailor Moon and JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
I just couldn't
Well,
get into JoJo's.
that's understandable. I mean, it's so I like it a lot, and there are a lot of people who are into it, who are like super into it, but it's one of those things where, like, if you try it and you don't enjoy it, then, like, don't force it. Just accept the fact that you're going to be one of the two people who aren't into JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
Oh, I like that burn, even though it was like it was a real bad shot. Oh, oh,
Oh, that wasn't meant to sound insulting. Also, I'm going to be perfectly honest, it does, like, have its problems. It was written by a straight dude, and it was written by a straight dude in a way that shows, if that makes sense. Also, in, like, part two, in Battle Tendency, the second arc, there's, like, one of the allies to the main character is just, like, a Nazi? Like, they team up with Nazis at some point to stop a big world-ending threat. And I understand that it's a big world-ending threat, but, like, for fuck's sake, you don't just, like,
isn't
write
JoJo's
good
like
Nazis into your story.
isn't JoJo's like a couple of decades old?
Yeah, it's very, very old. The manga started, like, way back when. The actual manga is on part 8 now, and they're all pretty long parts, so it's been running for a while. The most recent part to get animated, which was part 5, which its popularity is one of the things that's causing sort of a resurgence for the series. I'm just waiting for them to animate Stone Ocean because it's got, like, the single female main character in uh, across all 8 arcs.
Like it's from what I hear, from what I understand, it's just like it's just been long running for like a couple of decades, and like it shows that it's been around for decades, and like it's the same problem where I don't even think that I was actually going to get into One Piece.
Oh yeah, my ex-boyfriend tried to get me into One Piece, but everyone who had taste, who I asked about it, told me not to bother.
Damn. What I've been finding myself going back to a lot is a show called Misfit at Demon King Academy.
Hmm, what's that one about?
It's a combination of two mangas, I should actually say, or two shows. Ever heard of The Devil is a Part Time or Part Time Devil?
Actually, I watched a few episodes in with an ex-friend of mine, and I found that one pretty good. It's a pretty fun anime.
So imagine that machismo. Imagine that character. That character who's also incredibly intelligent. Who like okay, I'm gonna explain it a little bit better. Imagine that character who actually won the war and was like, I'm tired of this war, so let's fucking end it. And I'm gonna give up my life in order to in order to justify the peace. Like that's the same character. It's literally the same character of the pardon the phrase, devil may cry attitude,
Mm-hmm.
but he's super intelligent. Like even more so than what's in Part Time Devil. And I don't know if you ever saw this show. in the regular Magic High School?
Nope.
Yeah, it's just like the meld of two of those two characters, where like he's just like the best person ever because he was the best person ever, and he never lost any of his talent or his power from when he was reincarnated. And it's just like a fun little story. It ended, but it was it ended in a place where it's just like it was a natural ending, unlike what you see
Yeah.
from a lot of mangas that just kept going on. Like people say
Yeah.
Naruto should have ended after he saved the village from pain, and I'm like, no, that's not how that works. He still has some shit to do. It's better than I don't know if you ever watched Dragon Ball.
No, that's another one of the really big ones that I haven't seen. If I recall, that one's about like muscle men yelling at each other, right?
It was originally about martial arts, but yeah, it turned to muscle men yelling at each other in space.
Yeah. Well, I mean, to be perfectly honest, that's like all of part 3 of JoJo is buff men yelling at each other. Shit, that's all of part up to like 4 because at part 4 the artist just decides I'm done drawing hunks. It's all twinks from here on out. Just Twink Town at each other.
I personally, oh, I can relate it back better. Um, Imagine, okay, you've read Sailor Moon. Have you watched you've read the manga, right?
I've seen the 90s anime, and unfortunately, I wasted my time watching the 2000s remake. Well, it wasn't a remake of the 90s anime. It was a remake of the manga, which I've read a couple volumes into. Uh, and honestly, I can say that the 90s anime adaptation was probably one of the better adaptations.
Heresy, get off of my Discord server. Get off of my Discord
Well,
server. No, fuck no. Because I actually like the most recent one because it did stick more to the it did stick more to the original manga, and it actually, even though yes, basically all of the Sailor Scouts were like this like girl crushing fuck, um on Bunny.
Queen Barrel's minions.
No. They were all girl crushing on Bunny. Like, and I forgot how to fucking say her name, but it's literally Bunny of the Moon.
Oh yeah, that is one thing I do like about the manga is that there was a lot of homoerotic tension between Usagi and the other girls.
Usagi, yeah, exactly.
There was just like a couple of narrative things that I felt were kind of, gosh, I'm going to sound basically. I feel like there were some narrative beats in the manga and by extension in Crystal
Hmm.
that were, I get heteronormative would be like a kind of, not really an understatement, it would be an oversimplification. The girls didn't seemed kind of, basically I feel like the manga gave way too much screen time to Usagi's relationship with Mamoru, and I just find Mamoru so insufferable.
Wait, in the manga or in the '90s
Oh,
anime?
he's worse in the 90s anime, but in the 90s anime, he's worse in the 90s anime, to be honest, but
He actually no in Crystal and in Crystal and in the manga, he was a little bit. I understood why he seemed off put, and he explains it when he first finds out Usagi is Sailor Moon. It's one of those things where he's just like, "I've been looking for you. Help me because I don't remember shit." Because remember, he literally had amnesia.
Yeah.
And he never it was like, and that's why the thing that I liked it because he never taunted her like you got in the '90s anime, and the
Yeah.
age difference wasn't as bad.
Yeah, I hated him more in the 90s anime, but also the 90s anime seemed to give. I mean, it was hyper focused on their relationship, but gosh, I'm having a hard time articulating it. Essentially, in the 90s anime, I saw a lot more of Usagi drawing her power from all of her interpersonal relationships, including her friendship with the other girls. Where in the manga, there was this overlying implication that her romance with Mamoru was the most significant thing.
If you want to say like, but that was a issue. I give you that, but that was an issue up until like, be honest with you, until um um and I almost said it. Usagi came back from the future, like in the fucking manga and in the fucking in the manga and in from when Little Bunny came from the future. That's when it was just like, yeah, all the other girls are cool, but like you actually saw like that's when the relationship actually started to bud because it wasn't that whole they lost their memories from the first arc to the second when like that was the fuck that in the '90s anime when they lost their memories from the time that everybody died. That gets glossed over in the '90s anime to the time that like where like you know um I don't know what they call her Rennie in the fucking '90s anime, but it's
Yeah.
basically Little Bunny.
Oh, I hate the 90s anime dub.
Yeah.
I hate the kid-friendly dub they did where they fucking did the whole cousins thing.
Oh yeah.
The main reason I prefer the 90s anime, though, is that, at the very least, in the sub, so the manga kind of didn't give much characterization to Uranus and Neptune, aside from them being lovers, and also it tried to insinuate this romance between Usagi and Sailor Uranus, which on its face wouldn't be that big of a problem. They're similar enough in age, and I can see where they'd be compatible. But the manga portrayed Sailor Uranus as going about it in a predatory way, and that's extremely homophobic. So the 90s anime definitely has Sailor Uranus flirting with a lot of girls. That's kind of her established personality, but it cut a lot of. It cut out her having real romantic feelings for Usagi
Mm-hmm.
and gave a lot more development. It fleshed her relationship out with Sailor Neptune a lot more. And part of that was out of necessity because the 90s anime did long running seasons, so we're going to have to spend whole episodes with these characters. They can't just be, here are our two lesbians. This one's yellow and this one's turquoise.
But and that's what I'm saying. Like, and I get it. And that's what I said. Like the manga played a lot of the girls had girl crushes on Usagi. They
Yeah,
get all
which I
scared of
don't
her. It's like,
hate.
and it's like I get that, and let's just say it. I'm gonna actually say it here. I'm glad the it stopped when it did because in the manga it kind of got uncomfortable when Little Bunny had her own Sailor Scouts, and
Oh yeah.
yeah, they started like, and then they had, of
Oh,
course,
the Amazon Quartet. Yeah, that was
yeah.
weird because they were all adults, I think.
Well, she's technically an adult, but she
Technically, but it's like one of those things where it's a 900-year-old, 10-year-old or something.
right. And the oh god, the bad representation of the Sailor Starlights.
Okay, so I have mixed feelings on the Starlights because I think there was actually some potential there in terms of representation. But the author is. I think the author is just a little bit of a homophobe. I don't think she like hates the gays. I just think she wants to. I think she wants to include gay characters, but she's woefully misinformed on what it means to be attracted to the same gender. And so she just kind of falls back on stereotypes.
Well, speaking of the author of Sailor Moon, her husband had all types of people in his manga with guy crushes.
Oh yeah, isn't he the dude who did Hunter x Hunter?
He did Yu Yu Hakusho.
Oh, okay.
Now, in that manga, there were, of course, there were references to some like the whole how Keiko had to kiss Yusuke to bring him back to life because it was a true love's kiss. But he did
Yeah.
also, um, it was also kind of a Goku and Vegeta relationship between him and Kuwabara,
Yeah.
where like they would be like, I think Team Four Star had it best. Certain characters in mangas are fight sexual.
Yeah.
Goku
Oh,
is
hold on
fight
a second.
sexual.
Just a second.
Oh, no problem.
I've got to go take care of something.
It's 7:30. Wow. All right. So I've built this base. Now I need to Zag it. about to build the rest of that room. Dude, you okay? Stuck, Zod. You stuck. Alright, so I need to build at least 6 wedges. Alright, so
Alrighty, sorry about that.
no problem. No, like I can respect it's like it's certain classic anime that I respect. Um, although it makes me look like a horrible person. I don't know if you ever heard of an anime called Tenchimoto.
No.
Yeah, I actually find that fucking hilarious, right? So
Yeah.
you've heard of harem anime, right? Where
Thing.
a guy has a harem of different girls that like him and shit like that.
Yeah, hold on, I have to open the door for my roommate.
No
It's
problem.
carrying stuff. Alright, what were you saying? I do have to go in just a minute, so I can eat dinner.
No worries. I've been streaming for a while now anyway, so I'm gonna cut it off any minute. So, Tenchimoto. Tenchimoto is an anime where it's a harem anime where all like he literally has a group of women that really enjoy being around him and really love him and all that other shit. He is a descendant of a alien prince, and I mean, like, yeah, there's a lot of it's basically some of his cousins or aunts actually like two two of them are his aunts, his brother sister who was gonna marry his let me explain it better. It was a hero who was an alien prince. He was set to marry his sister because incest really isn't a thing in their society. Yeah,
Yeah.
but his sister really loved him, and he disappeared. He disappeared to Earth, chasing a space pirate.
As you
Basically,
do.
basically, the space pirate fell in love with Tenchi because he reminded him of she reminded him of the prince who captured her, and also he's instead of the whole like I'm gonna get my women and make me better type anime that you get now with the harem anime, like he's
Yeah.
incredibly noble and he's incredibly kind to like everybody who's come because he's like, I gotta treat my guests well. And like everybody fucking just loves the hell out of him, even though the the title of the show is No Need for Tenchi.
Yeah.
And it's funny because he treats all of them with compassion, no matter like he gets on their ass about some of the stupid shit they do, the adventures they get into, but he's never, well, yeah, I'm gonna take advantage of the situation. And it's just hilarious because the group dynamics, and I'm not gonna say that it gets to a point where it's just like crazy power fantasy or fantasy like that, but two of the three gods that actually made the universe in their universe
Yeah.
are actually in love with him because they
Huh.
forgot who they were. So they one forgot who they were because they gave him the power to try to research shit. Another one was became like the lineage of what his family line was from. And it's just so hilarious because he's basically like, okay, I'm mostly alien and yeah, but I just want to be a temple priest.
Yeah.
And it's just one of those things where it's just like hilariously, it's funny as shit because, in other words, it's like if he like they made it a little bit. Well, he's such a noble person that he needs like they fucked up the joke of the series. The joke of the series originally was because they've done several different parts of it. Joke of the series is that he's just this straight laced guy that all of these crazy, powerful yet insane women love to be around because he's such a noble guy and he never takes advantage of it.
I can see how that would be a. I can see the appeal of that
Es-
show.
Especially since like everything around it was I'm just the bestest. I'm just the best. And, like imagine that. Have you ever seen Sword Art Online?
Uh, I've only seen the abridged version.
Okay,
My roommate's seen Sword Art Online.
all right. The abridged version. You know how Kirito is just like I'm the best and I'm the best, biggest, bestest in the
Yeah.
abridged version. But he's super insecure. Imagine
Yeah.
the opposite of that. Somebody who doesn't need to be insecure, who is literally like the result of three gods playing with the universe to see if they can find somebody more powerful than them, and they do. He realizes that, but he still's like, nah, nah. I don't want to be that. I help when you need me to, but nah. And it's just a funny show because it's just like everybody's like, well, you have to take your place as heir to the throne. He's like, but I like it here on Earth. And he finds out that he finds out certain family secrets about him, and it's like if you went to Superman and say, hey, you're Superman, but I don't want to be Superman. I just want to make sure everything is cool here. I know, but we need you to be Superman. And it's just one of those shows where it's just like if you watch it, especially in an uncensored version, you realize this shit is crazy and it would change anybody.
Yeah.
But it doesn't because he just wants to be a temple priest, like his grandfather, who gave up being king in order to live a simple life. So yeah.
That sounds sweet. I'm gonna have to go so I can eat my dinner.
Oh no, it's
But
cool. It's coming up on 8 o'clock anyway, and I'm actually about to end the stream in a little bit anyway. I wanted to finish this building project that
alrighty.
All right. Well, remember Saturdays I do the open Discord chat for everybody. Um, and
Alright.
I will probably split this stream up and put it on YouTube. So you're gonna be featured on an episode. Yay!
Oh, neat.
All right. Peace.
Bye.
Iron more. Um. hands. I'm just so. Thank you guys. Thank you guys. Enjoy the rest of your day and peace.
What do you think that these executives are afraid you're going to do to white America?
Probably stop some racism.
Stop racism?
Yeah, I'm probably afraid of that because then people don't hate each other, and people start talking to each other, and then they start talking to each other, they find out who's the problem.
Which is?
Greedy people.
Greedy. I have a couple things I want to ask you there. Do you really think that some of the guys that you dealt with at NBC, no names, right? Because there's lawsuits for that too, that some of these guys really want to promote racism actively, or is it a subconscious?
I just think it's part of capitalism, is to promote racism, you know, right? In order to make things work. If you feel better because you're white and you can get a job, you use that.